Alright everyone, welcome back. Once again, I'm Niz, and we're casting the Semi-Pro Cup Series, aka SCS or SEX, whatever you want to call it. We're into the semifinals. We just saw a pretty action-filled quarterfinals game. We've got F4lleN, who won that one. They're going to be playing on the Dire side. Of course, they're not using the actual name F4lleN, as that would be too easy, and that would make it much too easy for me to cast, apparently. So they're going to be going by the name of Hitman Squad. But that is F4lleN. We just saw them last game, and they're going to be going up against Spartan 5, which is going by the name of Spartan 5 in the bracket, so that's nice. But Spartan 5 looking to open things up with Tusk, and now picking up Alina as well. They banned out the Undying and the Spirit Breaker, so a little bit of unusual bans there coming out from Spartan 5. Hitman Squad or F4lleN, they start off with the Gyrocopter and the Earthshaker, but banning out the Leshrac and the Bounty Hunter, so nothing too unusual there coming out from them.
10 seconds remaining.
So we saw KY put do some impressive stuff on the Tusk last game, and he's not going to be able to get his hands on it this game. But looks like we're going to have the Gyrocopter for Zoro, who was really active on the Jug last game, and we'll look to see how he plays the Gyrocopter. Maybe he's going to be really active as well as. You know, some gyrocopters, depending on how you play them, some can kind of sit back and farm a little bit. Others like to really get active as soon as they get level 6 and get call down going. They like to jump into some of those fights and pick up a few kills for their team. I have a feeling that's how Zoro is going to be playing, but we'll see. They ban out Shadow Fiend from Spartan 5, and Anti-Mage is the ban for F4lleN. Now we're going to see a Darkseer getting banned out. So no love for the Darkseer. No love for the pointy heads, as Darkseer's been banned out in both our games today. As it's weird, like, for a lot of this patch recently, it's just kind of, well, ever since TI, I guess, Darkseer was kind of forgotten, and then all of a sudden TI came along, it's all of a sudden, oh my goodness, this is a hero. This is a really good hero. And it was almost good enough to first round ban in TI. But a lot of times it was just getting through and it's getting picked up incredibly early, like first pick material. And it had I can't remember what the win rate was, but I believe it was pretty damn high at TI. And since then it's fallen a little bit, so it's not kind of that first pick material, certainly not first ban material, but we typically see it going either in that second round of bans. Not actually seeing it get picked up too often, which is a little sad, but yeah, he does get removed this game. Techies was the final ban in the second round of ban phases. As we don't want to see that hero. That is one hero we don't want to see. Unless you're all about spamming an L in chat. That's not a hero that's typically the most fun, certainly to play against. But it's not fun to cast, I'll tell you that much. It is so hard to catch some of those kills. But Winter Wyvern was the pick. That's a hero that's easy to follow around. Storm Spirit, one of the ones that can create a lot of action. We saw Doomka doing a pretty good job on the Storm Spirit last game. We didn't see him snowball out of control, but we saw him do his job. You know, he had a pretty even matchup in the mid lane against Indie Bear, and I don't know, he kind of just did his job. You know, he didn't excel and absolutely carry his entire team to victory, but he didn't need to. Yeah, he just did his job. So we're not going to see him on the Storm Spirit either this game, as it's going to go on to Spartan 5. As they've now picked up the Clockwork, so electing to only go with Winter Wyvern as the same hero that they played last game. As Kevdog was on that, so maybe he'll be playing that one as well. Spartan 5 picks up a Rubik as their 4th pick, so now they've got well, most likely their mid laner in the Storm Spirit. They've got Tusk in the off lane, Lina Rubik support duo. That is a pretty common support duo. You do need a little bit of coordination there with the Rubik and the Lina, as sometimes Rubik wants to keep the target where he is. Lina's anticipating the throwback or vice versa, and the stun can miss, but I'm sure these guys are going to have that
Radiant team ban
all squared away. Looks like F4lleN, their lineup is going to have a Gyrocopter in the safe lane. Winter Wyvern's going to be babysitting him, so just like we saw last game, except it was a Jug instead of a Gyro. Clockwork's going to be in the off lane. Earthshaker's probably going to be moving around, helping out their mid laner, which is yet to be determined. As they're going to ban out Phantom Lancer, and Spartan 5 bans out the Queen of Pain, so that's not going to be a mid laner available to them. So, well, Lena's gone, Storm's gone, Quap's gone, Shadow Fiend's gone. Who's left? Leshrak's gone. I was about to say, I didn't say Lesh, just Lesh still around? No, Lesh is gone, Lesh is gone. There's no way these teams forgot about Leshrak until the 5th round. Or 5th picks. So, so that one's gone.
5 seconds remaining.
Uh-oh, we've got a battle in chat. There's Brink.
Reserve time.
Brink. He's constantly saying he's my biggest fan, but Mr. Sizzo comes out. Says, I'm your biggest fan. Sincerely yours, Stan. P.S. We should be together, too. You guys aren't catching that reference. That's it's an Eminem reference. It's a really good album, by the way. But fitting, we actually have a player by the name of @Stan on Spartan 5. So maybe that's what triggered Mr. Sizzo to say that. Maybe that's why he said that, and that's an extra little level to that I just right over my head. But we're still waiting for Fallen to pick up their last hero here, as they've got another minute left of reserve time here. And we've got, like I said, we've got Mr. Sizzo in chat. He's the king of predictions, so we'll see if he's able to get this one. I don't know. I don't know who they're going to pick to go up against Storm. Okay, it's going to be a TA. That's one of the potential
Radiant
options.
Team pick.
I'm not the biggest fan of TA against Storm. I don't know. I feel like TA does okay, but I'm not the biggest fan. But certainly these guys, you know, there's a lot of heroes that were already banned out for the mid lane, but they certainly feel comfortable with playing the TA in this situation. So why not pick it up, right? Traps are always good to have, especially against a really mobile lineup. You know, you've got Stormsphere is going to be moving around. He's going to be jumping, so it's a little bit harder for Traps to really show exactly where Storm is, but you can kind of start seeing where he's rotating toward, depending on your trap position. Certainly, you can spot out Tusk really easily with the trap. And Lena. Lena's another one of those heroes that wants to move around. When she gets her Yule Scepter, she's going to want to be moving around, getting pickoffs, even though she's playing that position for support. I guess we don't 100% know that it is a position for support. There is potential that they could run the Lena mid, Storm Spirit safe lane, and look to pick up another support here. I don't think that's really going to work for them. I definitely think it's going to be a hard carry here. With AM and PL removed, though, they're going to go with Slark. Slark, one of those heroes that's actually really good to just leave at home against the Clockwork. Winter Wyvern, sorry, not Winter Wyvern, the Rubik and the Lena can easily rotate away from the bottom lane, leave that Slark to his own up against that Clockwork, because he should be able to easily 1v1 a Clock. So that could mean more and more pressure being applied to this Templar Assassin, which is interesting. We actually have Doomka on the Clockwork and KY on the Templar Assassin, so a little bit of role reversal there, as Doomka was in the mid lane and KY was actually playing that off lane Tusk last game. As we just wait for Rubik to get selected, and we should be off into the semifinals here. As there we go, let's introduce our teams and our players. On our Radiant side, we're going to have Spartan 5 playing the Rubik. Is going to be Didden or Diden? Didden? Probably Didden. We're going to go with Didden. We've got @JYP SeattleGin. .SeattleGin. I think it's just JYP. Jip. We're going to go with that one. He's going to be playing the Lena. We got Russ West 44 on the Tusk. We've got #SleepAt4 going to be playing our Storm Spirit, and @Stan is going to be playing the Slark. As for our Dire side, we've got Team Fallen going by the name of Hitman in game right now. We've got Zoro playing the Gyrocopter for them. Doomka, as already mentioned, is going to be playing the Clockwork. Kevdog once again on the Winter Wyvern. We've got Hi on the Earthshaker. He was playing the Undying last game. And we've got KY, who did some incredible plays on the Tusk. He's going to be playing the Templar Assassin, most likely in the mid lane. As for unique starting items, nothing too unusual. We do have a set of sentries getting picked up by the Earthshaker. So he's got those available to him. He, It's actually kind of surprising that we don't see the sentries getting picked up on the Radiant side to help out going up against the TA, but she's not really going to sit in Melbourne too much anyways. We're going to have Bounty Rune. Actually, who picked it up? No one picked it up. It got destroyed? I didn't see Tusk attack it, so one of the other ones attacked it, I guess? Oh, that must have been a little bit of a mistake. Bottom bounty was picked up by Storm Spirit, but that top one... Oh, I guess they accidentally attacked it there. I didn't even see an attack go out on it, but must have been a misclick there. But either way, let's look at our lanes. We've got mid lane, we've got Storm Spirit going up against Templar Assassin. And right in behind is actually Lina right now, just placing a high ground ward, giving Storm that vision up onto the high ground so we can better harass the TA. We've also got this Observer ward coming out from the Dire, which gives you a little bit of vision uphill of that Storm Spirit to know where he is. But let's contrast that to, well, we can't look right now, but we'll have to look when the creeps come back down to see how much vision you get from that. But top lane is going to be the off-lane Tusk going up against the Gyrocopter, the Winter Wyvern, and Tusk taking a little bit of damage. And doing the pulls right now is going to be Earthshaker, but expect him to be moving around like I said earlier. We've got Clockwork in the off-lane going up against Slark, and that support duo of Lina and Rubik, who are doing a little bit of pulling right now. But I expect them to be moving around as well. Probably doing a lot of zoning early on, trying to keep the Clockwork down in terms of levels. And he's inevitably going to get them. It's a Dire side Clockwork. It's going to happen. But then we're probably going to see them doing a lot more rotations. But we'll see. A lot of that will come down to how Storm's doing in the mid lane. We see him lose quite a bit of HP right now, but he's not really in too much danger of going down to a Templar Assassin this early on in the game. As we see a fan of Zoro coming into the chat, so shout out to Ryan Tambus. As didn't see you in chat last game, but Zoro did a pretty good job last game on Juggernaut, as he was jumping into the fights early on using his Omni Slash, getting a couple kills. I think he got 4 or 5 kills by the time the game was over. It was a very quick game, but there was a lot of kills that game. So far, it looks like Storm doing well in the mid lane. 12-5 is his CS compared to the 9-0 on the TA. Matching that CS is actually the Slark in the bottom lane, sitting at 12-5 as well. And Gyro's up at 11-0, so no denies actually going the way of the Gyrocopters. We're going to see them go on to Doomka, but they actually missed the combo immediately. The first one of the game. That's a little unfortunate. There is, I think if that one would have landed, they probably would have been able to get the kill there onto the Clockwork. So a little bit of misplay there, a little bit of miscommunication there coming out from the boys of Spartan 5. They'll look to clean that up for the next attempt, but a little missed first blood there coming out from Spartan 5. As TA has actually come quite back in this lane. She's now matching the Storm Spirit in terms of last hits. Keep in mind though, Storm has easy access to some of these neutral camps on the Radiant side. They're so close. But expect him to get a few more levels under his belt before he really needs to do that. It's probably a little bit more valuable for him just to stay in lane right now and do as much as he can against the TA. A Shard's going to come out, not going to trap high though, but it will almost interrupt this pull through. The range creep is going to be coming through, but Russ West just steps up and says, "You know what? I will tank it. I will tank it. I need this XP." But the creep says, "Screw this. I'm going back to my regular creep wave position up here in the top." He doesn't want any of that creep skipping action.
That should help.
Our 4-minute runes getting picked up. Just a bounty for the Rubik, and KY he's able to bottle up a DD, so that's great for him in the mid lane. And so we might have action as they're going to potentially try to wrap around here on Doomka. He's off to the side. He's at the side shop, trying to get as much XP as he can, and he's already laid down the cogs. Will he pick up a TP? He may actually just have a TP out, and he's going to do that. Will they land the stun? They don't have vision. He actually TPs all the way back to Fountain. So he's going to want to get a little bit more mana. And there was a potential of him actually TPing to the tier 1. It keeps him right next to the lane, and he'll be able to soak up some XP, but the lane wasn't actually pushing, so he wasn't actually going to have immediate access to the XP anyways. So it's probably better for him just to go back and get that mana. Almost saw the going on Storm Spirit in the mid lane, but Earthshaker coming in just wasn't able to get the fissure laid down in the right spot. Just wasn't able to position himself well enough to trap that Storm in. Had he been able to do so, though, KY had that double damage activated, so that would have been a lot of damage coming out from the TA, and that's pre-6 on Storm, so Storm would have had pretty much no way of getting out of there, but now he's 6, so he's a lot harder to gank for them. We do have Kevdov actually sitting up here on the high ground. He's going to come flying on down, but like I said, this is level 6 on Storm, so very, very easy escape for him. High making a rotation down again. Nope, gonna go back up to the top lane. So let's see how Russ West is doing. He's about halfway to level 6. Compare that to Doomka, who's doing a little bit of the cogs tricks, trapping the creeps off to the side here. He's only almost level 4, so this Tusk getting a lot more out of the off lane. And I think a lot of that is just because of how much the supports have rotated away from this top lane. We just saw them, well, we saw Earthshaker rotate mid twice. We just saw Winter Wyvern rotate there as well. But they haven't really been able to zone out the Tusk anywhere near as well as the supports from the Radiant side have been able to zone out the Clock. But like I said, they haven't really been moving around. We haven't seen them pressure mid at all.
Thanks.
And as I say that, they're going to probably look to do so right now. As Lina is going to pick up the bounty, but actually head back to bottom. As Didden's going to be sitting in the mid lane getting a little bit of XP. Action onto Russ West.
Denied.
As they're going to dive past the tower. He's going to use the Ice Shard. That's like going to trap him in with the Gyrocopter. That's not how he intended. So first blood going the way of Zoro. As his friend in chat's definitely going to be happy about that. But it looks like they are going to potentially get a return kill here. Sleep at 4 is going to bring down the Gyrocopter. Is able to jump out of the call down. Looks like they're going to get a double here as Kevdog is going to go down. Both of them going the way of the Storm Spirit. And Flare flies in. But just a little bit before the salves and the clarities are activated by the Lina. That would have been aggravating if those got knocked off as soon as they were activated. Didn't. Actually going to get slowed down by a trap, then hit with a fissure, and KY is going to go after. Gets him with a meld hit, but he's just going to get lifted and tossed back on top of the Earthshaker, stunning him up. So the Rubik lives to lift another day. That sounds weird. I don't know. We'll go with it. But so far, so good for, I guess for both teams. I don't think either team is actually in a bad situation. The TA's done well in the mid lane. Storm a little bit further behind than you would like in terms of CS, but just got that double kill, so certainly still in a good position. We've got both safe lane heroes farming quite well. We saw Zoro. He's a little bit behind the Slark in terms of CS, but he did just get first blood. He did die, but he did just get first blood. So he's in an alright position. The only real kind of standout thing is the fact that Doomka fell behind in terms of experience on the Clockwork, but he just hit 6. Compare that to the Tusk, he's almost level 7. He is behind, but he's not that far behind. Certainly once he hits 6, he can start getting active on the map. This KY is going to get an illusion rune here. He's going to look to do anything with it? No, he's just going to head back to the mid lane. And here's some of that jungling that I was saying that Storm's going to be able to do. And the thing that's actually really great about this, it isn't that this is going to help Storm get that extra little bit of farm, and certainly it does help in that regard. But when he's jungling, you have no idea where he is on the map. So you don't know if he's going to come all of a sudden jumping in on the top lane and, you know, retaliate here as you start to go on Tusk. Russ West taking a lot of damage, but he'll be okay. But all of a sudden, if there's a Storm Spirit there, maybe there's a support that's also rotated up there, that can very easily get turned around. And that's just kind of the value of that Storm Spirit staying off the map. You don't know. You don't know if he's really low on HP and mana and he has to go all the way back to base, or if he's ready to come jumping on you in the top lane because he's already gone back to base and got that full mana and HP.
Here I am!
He needs to be careful here as High is going to be coming in. I always want to say HY. Oh man, it's tough. It's High. I'll try to get it right, guys. But a fissure could be really bad. A Storm playing around at basically around half HP. If all of a sudden he gets caught with a fissure followed by a meld strike hit, he could take a fall. I'm not sure exactly how much damage that combo is going to do, but a Storm around like 300 HP, it's probably going to be more than enough to bring him down. Let's actually take a look at the skill build that Earthshaker's gone for. He's still level 3, so he's gone 2 points in Fissure, 1 point in Aftershock. We'll see as he goes. as he levels up from then where he's going to go. Call down. It's going to come down. It's going to be off the mark. Will they be able to bring down Russ West before he's able to bring down the gyrocopter? The answer is yes. He turned it around, almost got the kill there, but Zoro had just enough HP to bring him up. He actually activated his stick and everything. But here comes the support duo as they make their first real rotation of the game. It looks like it's going to be a successful one, and KevDog, whew, just uses that stick in time, survives by 8 HP. And he'll TP back away. Meanwhile, at the bottom rune, we've got Doomka jumping on in with a hook shot, but Sleep at 4 was able to get the rune first, and it is double damage. And now Doomka's actually in a bad spot as Stan comes jumping in, finishes him off actually with the pounce. Now KY comes in, he hits him with a slow from the trap, but with the Storm Spirit there, and it's a little hard to tell, but that is a double damage Storm Spirit. You can see it more in his hands than on his character, because he's a blue character to begin with. But here comes the snowball. They're going to land it on KY. He goes really, really low, but he will go down. But they did manage to bring down the storm as well. And Zoro, oh my goodness, this guy, he just survives with barely any HP once again, and now he's going to get another kill. He's just going to bring down Stan. Triple kill for the gyrocopter. I was questioning in the draft whether we're going to see Zoro play that same kind of aggressive style that we saw him play last game, as this time he's going to be on the gyrocopter, and we're seeing the answer to that as he's been active in this game already. 11 minutes in, he's got 5 kills, 2 deaths, but 5 kills, no assists, so he's KSing all his teammates now. But he's been really, really active, so I love seeing that. I love seeing that from a carry player. Action in the top lane. Sleep at 4 has jumped onto Doomka. And he's trying to finish him off once again, but his cogs are there to push him back and not able to finish it off. Certainly if he jumps now, he'd be jumping into the gyrocopter and the Winter Wyvern. That would be no good. Oh, Winter Wyvern just gets the Winter's Curse off in time while he was still in that call down. And Winter Wyvern actually getting the kill there, not the gyrocopter. But once again, Gyro being active, being a part of these fights, getting kills.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, didn't Doomka fighting over the top rune? Looks like didn't one out on that one, picking up the illusion rune. Fissure trapped Russ West, but he just comes snowballing over, and now Zoro's stuck on the other side trying to help his teammate, but not able to do so. The Fissure goes down now, but
Dire's bottom tower
looks like that's going to be the end of that exchange. Doomka actually elected to go with the Rocket Flare build this game, so we saw Javi going with the battery assault build, Doomka going with the Rocket Flare. Rocket Flare gives you a little bit more global presence, but also helps you control the lane a little bit better. In terms of actually killing heroes, the battery assault build's a little bit better. But we saw Doomka really struggling in the lane to get XP and stuff like that, so Flare build certainly helped him get back into it. Now he's going to hook shot forward, he's got the battery assault activated. Will he be able to bring down the Lina? No, he's not going to have to, because KY is going to be able to bring him down, but unfortunately that cost KY his life. Now Snowball followed by a punch will finish off the Winter Wyvern. Doomka was very, very low, but he got frozen by his Winter Wyvern. That kept him alive, and oh my goodness, everyone just died. Everyone. Well, not everyone. Zoro and Hi-Hi are still left alive, and well, we've got Stan up here as well. He's just sitting there in the Shadow Amulet. But Zoro, in these fights, Stan was in that fight. I really didn't get to see too much of what he did because all the action was kind of below him, below where he was in that fight. Not sure if he was even able to do too much in that fight, but oh my goodness. Lots and lots of action. Let's take a look at our net worth, see where we stand. Zoro, #1 on net worth, and certainly that's going to help as he gets the mid-tier 1. But he's at 6.8k net worth. Closest to him is Stan on the Slark at 5.5, almost 5.6k. That's a huge difference. 1,200 gold, 14 minutes into the game between the two carries. That's a big lead for this gyrocopter. Battle of the mid laners. TA slightly winning out, about 200, almost 300 gold ahead of the Storm Spirit. Then the offlaners, Clockwork's got a lot more gold in comparison to the Tusk, but I think, well, I was going to say that I think the Tusk has been a little bit more successful in his rotations, but he's sitting at 1, 4, and 5. Let's take a look at where Doomka is, 2, 2, and 3.
Rock it on!
I don't know, I think Doomka's been kind of getting himself into much better positions recently. Now he's going to hook shot forward onto Sleep at 4, but Unfortunately, that's not going to do much for him, but put him kind of out of position. We're going to see the battle move off to the side now as the Lina goes down first, then the Tusk goes down. Now Doomka's very, very low HP. He'll be able to back away, bottom himself back up, sleep at 4. Now running for his life, from
bottom tower is under
Gyrocopter.
attack.
As Zoro continues to be very, very aggressive on this gyro. KY and Stan fighting over an ancient camp there. Looks like Stan will concede it and go all the way back down to the bottom lane to get a little bit more farm. He's elected to go with the Shadow Blade. We saw him with the Shadow Amulet, so we kind of knew that was coming. But let's take a quick look around, see who's got what. We've got Arcane Boots onto the Winter Wyvern. Zoro's picked up Phase Boots and Drum of Endurance to go with his Ring of Aquila. Doomka picked up a Shadow Amulet. Interesting. So that's probably going to be... it's not going to be a Shadow Blade, but it's probably going to be a Glimmer Cape. KY, he's elected to pick up a Mithril Hammer. So that could be a Deso immediately.
Radiant's top
could
tower
also,
is under attack.
Be building into a BKB. I think it's probably going to be a Deso though. We got High sitting at 530 gold right now on this Earthshaker. Just has his brown boots and an upgraded stick. Quite a ways away from finishing his Blink Dagger. Looks like Kev Dog is going to go down there. Final attack comes out from Sleep at 4. And now here comes Zoro with the call down. They'll net him a kill onto the Lina. Will they be able to get a kill here onto the Tusk? As Tusk trying to run for his life gets slowed down from the trap from KY. Now Zoro's going to be coming in. Doesn't have a point in rocket, so not able to even just briefly stun him up. But Russ West just going to turn this around. He's going to get punch off onto KY. Looks like it was into a refraction though. And now Stan's going to be chasing down Zoro. The battle of the two carries here. Looks like they're just going to kind of leave each other alone. As KY once again low. Ice Shards comes in, traps him. But it's into refraction once again. As there we go, the battle of the two carries. Looks like Stan's going to win out. Drops the Gyrocopter for his Wicked Streak kill. That's a lot of gold going his way. 950 gold for the Slark. Fissure's going to trap him. He's going to lose some of that. Or will he? Yeah, there he goes. He finally goes down. Rubik steals the Fissure. This is huge for them. Gives them a huge Fissure and big turnaround there as they drop the Winter Wyvern. And the Earthshaker double buybacks coming out from the Dire side as Zoro and KY look to re-engage on this fight. Calldown's going to come out. It's going to land on 2, almost 3, as they're going to get the kill onto the Rubik. The last one left alive here is Russ West on the Tusk as he's going to go down, and Sleep at 4 was able to back away there. Holy moly. When it's all said and done, I don't even know if this fight recap is showing us everything. But it shows advantage, a huge advantage for the Radiant, which could very well be correct because the Slark did get that kill streak for 950 gold from the Gyrocopter. Plus we had 2 buybacks. But oh my goodness. In terms of momentum, that's a tough one. Lots of action tonight in SCS. Holy. 31 kills, 18 minutes. These guys are not making it easy for me, but it sure as hell is fun to watch. Zoro's picked up an Ogre Club and a Mithril Hammer, so BKB is going to be his first big-ish item, I guess. Doomka has finished that Glimmer Cape. Kev Dog looks like he's picked up a cloak, so Glimmer Cape probably going to be on the way for him soon. 700 gold for the Earthshaker right now. KY still just sitting on the Mithril Hammer at about 1400 gold right now, so I still think he's going for a Desolator. We've got Rubik just stole Fissure, so that's nice for him. Actually, oh, it's Enchant Totem, my bad. Not Fissure. I saw the seal come out. I actually didn't even notice what actually popped up there. But he's got his Arcane Boots, so he's got a little bit more mana to play with in these fights. Like to see him get a more mobility enhancing item, as there was actually a kill in the bottom lane I missed. I'm sorry about that, guys. But Russ West, he's got Phase Boots and picked up a Bracer, so maybe choosing to build that into a drums. Looks like Digger's going to get picked off here as Doomka was able to hit him with the hook shot. And when he got the lift off, High, I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get it right by the end of the game, guys. High was able to land the Fissure there. Stan has picked up an Ultimate Orb, so looks like... I mean, it could be a Manta, but most likely it's going to be a Scotty for him. And I believe we're almost done, everyone. We just need to take a quick look at our Storm Spirit here. He's up to 8 charges on his Bloodstone. And Lena's our last hero. She's got her Void Stone. So on the way to a Yule Scepter, but still a ways out from completing it. Just give me 1 sec, guys. I gotta take a sip of water. It's been a lot of team fights. Hard to rest the voice during this, so give me 1 second here.
Rock it on!
Alright, looks like we're gonna come right back into a smoke here. As it's going to be Tusk leading the way. He's got Storm, Lena, and Rubik right behind him.
Dire's top tower is under
Anyone
attack.
not with them is Slark.
Radiant's bottom
looks like he
tower
might
is
be
under
coming to
attack.
join. Yep, he is. Alright. He's actually just going to be doing one of the camps here. And yeah, they're actually going to break their smoke. And oh, Doomka! Oh, there was a smoke from Hitman or Fallen. As they wanted to re-engage here. They were in a good position to do so. They were grouped up as 5 as well. Doomko goes to hook shot in. Unfortunately, hits right into the back of Zoro. Gyrocopter's butt's just a little bit too big. Gets hit with the hook shot. So we see a double smoke and unfortunately no action as a result. We saw a little bit of counter warding. That's about all. As both teams will just kind of fall back into their farming positions. Although actually Dire's somewhat staying close together. The only one kind of straying away is Doomka. But he does have a TP, so he will be able to come back down to the bottom lane. He also has a regen bottled up, so he'll be doing a lot of jungling and playing with a little bit of his mana pool there. But Hookshot's going to be up in 20, so expect him to start being a little bit more active on the map very, very shortly. To 1,000 gold on the Tusk.
I'll take that.
Bidden also up to 1,000 gold. Let's take a look at our Earthshaker. Hi. Got it right that time, guys. He's up to 1,200 gold. Getting a little bit of farm here in the mid lane as well.
Radiant's
We're getting
bottom
closer
tower
and closer to that Blink Dagger. But still about 1,000 gold out. Dire going for Roche here. And they're showing 2 heroes in the mid lane. Oh, the hook shot. Doomka's actually really lucky that that didn't land. He definitely would have died there. Don't think he would have been able to get a kill either. But yeah, maybe he's playing with them. Maybe he's just kind of trying to keep them mid. The hook shot there, they thought maybe they were going on in, but then they realized, oh, wait a second. I think they're doing Roche. And unfortunately, by the time they started making the rotation over, it was too late. Zoro will hold on to that Aegis, doing a little bit of Ancients right now. Let's see more potential action in the mid lane. Ice Shard's going to fly down between Doomka and Hi, and they're going to lift him up, bring him back. Fissure's going to stun up 3, but it's not going to be enough to keep Doomka alive as he tries to Glimmer Cape away, but the dust is there. Whose dust was it? I think it was the Storm, yeah. So it was the Storm. He brought that dust early. And using it there to secure them a kill. Now Stan is looking to get some kills here with the Storm Spirit. They're going to find 1 and they're going to find 2. Stan actually getting neither of them. They go to Sleep at 4 and a Rust West. But he will be there for some of the assist gold, so why not? Let's see what kind of progression he's gotten. He's almost done his Scotty. Point booster just about 70 gold away from completing. It's actually 60 if you're good at math.
Under attack.
But,
Dire's structures
yeah, he'll have that
fortified.
in just a second as he kills this creep wave, and then on top of that he's going to have some gold from the tower going down as well.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Rubik even managing to still Fissure here. That's going to be really good for him. Fissure is a fantastic skill for Rubik to have.
Dire's middle tower is under
especially
attack.
because it's so quick too, coming up from the Rubik. It makes it really, really easy to Fissure block people off, but it also gives you that range to initiate, which, I mean, that's one of the really fantastic things about Fissure. Sure, it can block people, but it's the range. The initiation range is gigantic. For support to be able to disable from that range is crazy. And now Rubik is going to be able to do that, plus step in, lift. It's great. Doomka actually has found himself an Invis rune that he's got activated, but also a regen rune that he's got on him. But they do have to keep in mind there is a sentry down here. They know it's here from the counter warding. Doomka's just gonna take the long way around. He still has quite a while left on his Invis. Actually, it is past halfway. About 3/4 of the way through now, so he's not going to find a kill with it. Stands in this, looking to go here on the mid lane, but not doing so. He's actually just going to walk right through the tower. We actually had a TP in from Zoro, so maybe Dire Side's going to look to get aggressive here. But now we're going to have some TPs down to the bottom lane. Stan's going to go back down there. There was 2 Dire Side heroes down there, but Doomka has since rotated away, and fortunately he's going to rotate right in to sleep at 4. But keep in mind, does have Dust. Stan was able to get that kill onto High in the bottom on the Earthshaker. But a really separated fight coming on here. As teams are all over the place, heroes are all over the place.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And there's that fissure from Rubik, who will trap Kevdog, and the Ice Shards further seals it off as Sleep at 4 comes jumping in with the ball of lightning. They're going to get the kill on the Winter Wyvern. KY doing a little bit of Ancients
Radiant's
right now.
bottom tower is under attack.
But we still have the top 2 farmers in the game belonging to the Radiant side. Stan out in front, 12.4k gold. And we got in second place, Sleep at 4, 10.7k on the Storm Spirit. Hook shot from Doomka will find Russ West. Fortunately, he's got no one to snowball to, but Sleep at 4 comes jumping on in. Now we'll activate the snowball. And they still haven't dropped this Tusk. As he'll snowball to Zoro, and now he's on the run. KY has found a kill on Rubik just over there, just off screen. And Zoro will find the kill onto Russ West, but Zoro's going to be coming in,
bottom tower is under attack.
wrapping around to join his team. And looks like they're just going to keep pushing this tier 2, or will they? They've got pressure in the bottom lane as Yep, oh, he's going to go down. KY TP's back to defend and gets a pick off there. There's also pressure up in the top lane. But looks like they are going to be content with pushing this tier 2. They may elect to send one person top, but I think they're going to need more than one to defend against the Storm. And certainly, they don't know yet, but now they're going to know, as he just shows right now, with the Slark is up there as well. But mid-tier 2 will go down. Ping's coming out. They are going to TP back. Zoro's going to be the first one to TP, followed by Doomka. And now they're going to try to jump away. And I don't think they're going to be able to chase here. Kevdog doing a little bit of pushing in the mid lane. And he stayed a little bit too late. As Sleep at 4 able to jump forward. Fortunately, he doesn't have much mana after doing that. He does have 12 charges on his Bloodstone, though. Kevdog trying to run. It's kind of juking himself back. I don't think he realizes that Storm is out of mana. He actually juked himself right back into his death. He could have just ran straight and he would have been perfectly fine. It's one of those things where in that situation it's so hard to just quickly check the Storm's mana. It sounds easy, but in that moment it's so hard to do. And unfortunately, what is essentially something so easy is unfortunately going to lead to a little bit of misreading of the situation from the Winter Wyvern, and he's going to take a fall. Let's take actually a quick look at our gold graph. We haven't done that yet, as well, we saw it at first in favor of our Dire side, and then in favor of our Radiant side. It looks like it's coming back down towards the 0 mark, but it still is a 2,000 gold in favor of the Spartan 5. XP also in favor of them, but it's very, very close to even. So not much separating these two teams so far, 28 minutes into the game. It has slowed down a little bit. We're at 48 kills in 28 minutes, so not the pace that we saw earlier on, which was like 31 kills in 16 minutes or something like that. So not quite 2 kills a minute, but still a lot of action on the map.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We'll actually bring up our items table here, so we can take a look at what everyone's got. We've got Didden completing that Glimmer Cape. Jip almost done his Yule Scepter. Just needs the recipe to finish that one off. Russ West did pick up his drums. He's probably got a decent amount of gold on himself as well. Yeah, he's up to 1,800 gold right now in the Tusk. So another item's going to be coming up from him soon. Maybe he might go with the Shadow Blade. We'll see. Sleep at 4 has picked up a Mystic Staff. We saw him at, I believe it was 12 charges, so it's 13 charges now on the Bloodstone. Stan finishes a Scotty. He's already got the Shadow Blade. He's going to go with an Ogre Club, and he's got a Mithril Hammer in his stash, so BKB is going to be his next item. As for our Dire side, we've got Zoro with his BKB, which is down to, Oh, still at 10 seconds actually. Hasn't even activated it yet.
Thanks.
So you got Helm of the Dominator, Drum of Endurance, 2,700 gold on top of all that. Doomka has actually picked up an Aghanim Scepter, so more hook shots, more pickoffs. And of course he had that Glimmer Cape fairly early on. Winter Wyvern, which looked to be building into a Glimmer Cape, still hasn't finished it. Still just has his jacket and his arcane boots. And Hi has managed to pick up his Blink Dagger. He's got an extra 100 gold on top of that, so... and KY, he did finish that Desolator. He's also got a Blink Dagger. Looks like BKB is going to be his next item. About 1,000 gold away from completing that one. So that's where we stand in terms of items. As it's actually going to be a Blink Dagger for the Tusk. That's
Radiant's bottom tower is under
it's
attack.
pretty much the same thing between the Shadow Amulet and the Blink Dagger. I like the Blink Dagger a little bit better because it can help position yourself a little bit better in terms of engaging. Shadow Amulet has the upside of kind of an escape. It's better at escaping. But Shadow Amulet also builds into a Silver Edge, which it's got its benefits there. Is it the most beneficial this game? Not really. So, I don't know. I do prefer the Blink. Stan doing a little bit of farming up in the dire jungle. KY is going to run into him though. And oh, Kevdog was coming in with the Dust of Appearance.
Take that.
But not able to land it on Stan as he was quite a ways away. There's that BKB getting finished by the Slark. And players aren't going to know it, but we're going to have... well, I guess the Dire side's going to know it. We're going to have Roche respawning in just a second here. Dire's going to see it.
Where's the party?
They're going to have to see it on the minimap though. We've got action in the mid lane as Kevdog's going to be the first one to go down. Looks like KY is going to go down as well. Great initiation here coming out from the Spartan 5 as they're going to pick off not 2 but 3 heroes. And if they know that Roche is up, this is going to be huge for them if they can go take Roche. And looks like they're making a rotation down here. Yeah, they're going to know Roche is up. Blair's going to... yeah, they actually didn't spot it the first time. I don't think they spotted it the first time as the flare flies in, spots out Roche, and gets pinged out by Zoro. So I don't think they noticed on the minimap. Because the flare, when it initially landed, Roche hadn't respawned. And then there was that action in the mid lane, so they had to check their minimap to see the little white, or I guess gray. What is it? Is it white or gray? I don't know. On the minimap, the little square of for Roshan. You're right. They take the tier 2, and now they're gonna go for Roche, and maybe this could be a little greedy. I don't know if they had time to do both, as we've got 4 heroes alive on the Dire side. KY still 12 seconds out from respawning. Well, this can be very, very dangerous with a Clockwork on the other team. They're going to back out. They're going to leave Roche at half HP and they're going to back out. Play it safe. Yeah, I thought that was a little bit much, trying to get both the tier 2 and Roche. And, oh, Doomka actually misses the hook shot onto Sleep at 4. Lands on Stan, who's invis in behind. But didn't have any way to see it, the Slark. Now Slark re-engaging onto Zoro, forces him to pop that BKB. Now Doomka comes hookshotting back in. Hi, sitting off here, waiting to get a nice epicenter. As he's going to wait for those BKBs to drop down. I think this could be his moment. Nope, he's still waiting. Still waiting. Oh, it's actually still in cooldown for another 20 seconds. Never mind. As we've got Zoro going down, buying back immediately. Dim's going to go down as well. A lot of action going on here. Sleep at 4 manages to get a pick off there. As Stan still alive. We've got 3 heroes on the Radiant side, 4 heroes alive on the Dire, but of course one of those was a buyback. We got a punch on the KY, but he's okay. Kevdog's going down. He maybe needed that freeze for himself, but it's more important to keep your carries alive than yourself. As the support, the Stan's finally going to go down. Zoro's able to get the kill there, but this did cost Zoro a buyback. He's going to net him 2 kills though. Whew. Fallen certainly not afraid to use some of these buybacks. When it's all said and done, they do get a slight advantage there, about 500 gold going their way. But more importantly, Roshan is going to go their way as well. That is not something that's going to show up in the fight recap here. So they'll certainly like to see an Aegis getting put on the gyrocopter. Well, Spartan 5 is... they're coming. They're on their way, but not going to be there in time. As Roche will go down. Zoro will indeed pick it up on the Aegis. Pick up the Aegis. On the gyrocopter. That's what I was trying to say. Oh no, Hi doing a little bit of warding and counter warding. We'll get jumped on by Sleep at 4. We'll get the... Can't totem off, not able to lay the Fisher down. As he was still on cooldown for that one. So it didn't allow him to blink out. But nice pick off there coming out from the Radiant side. As he actually placed his sentry to do a little bit of counter warding. It's a little bit of a weird spot to be warding at this side, this point of the game for either team. But it's actually a lane ward here, so sentry's a little bit off. It's over here, and then they've also got another ward just off to the left. So he knows there's vision down around there, but it's not one ward, it's two spread out. So unfortunately, he went for the one in between, and this is unfortunately field goals aren't the best when you're doing de-warding. KY, Kevdog, Zoro, and Doomka. Going to try to go after Stan here, who's already used his Shadow Blade. He's going to be back up in 2 seconds. They're going to have vision of him. They're going to see him now, Shadow Blade. They've got sentries on Kevdog, and he will drop one. So they will find Stan here. They use the Winter's Curse. Stan able to get his ultimate off. But he is going to get hit. Now he's going to have to BKB, but here comes his team. Sleep at 4 comes jumping on in. Light Strike Array, followed by Laguna onto KY. Drops him down to about half HP. We have lost our Earthshaker. And we've got the Storm Spirit jumping, trying to get some kills here onto Doomka. But KY and Kevdog are there helping him out. Meanwhile, Zoro's diving past the tower. He's got the kill onto Didden. And I think he's going to go down. Yeah, he's going to go down. A Stan re-engages, gets him the kill. But he does have the 80, so he's going to be back up. Still, Doomka hasn't gone down here. Sleep at 4 has re-engaged here. And eventually, I think we're going to see the clock go down. There he goes. Meanwhile, Zoro's taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down after respawning from that Aegis from Stan. And we're going to see another hero go down. It's KY who's going to go down. Ultra kill for the Tusk. That's not something you see every day. My goodness.
Dire's middle tower
and
is under attack.
I think. No, I'm wrong. Okay. Okay. I thought Storm maybe died. I thought maybe he died in that fight and re-engaged there because he had... I looked over and he still had full mana. I don't know how he still had full mana. But, yeah. He's still at 15 Bloodstone charges, so I don't think he died. Maybe he did and I missed it. I don't know.
Dire's
sure, you guys will make fun of me in chat if I did, but oh my goodness. This game has been a lot of action, a lot of back and forth. So far, Spartan 5 looking like they're in a good position. Certainly, they're looking in a better position now as they get the tier 3 down and a pick off onto the Winter Wyvern. Jarrow's still down for 35 seconds. TA's down for 20, and they're actually... Okay, I was going to say, they're going to back away here? No, they're just going to back away to help their creep wave here. Now they're going to bring down the racks. And it should be our first set of racks. And Earthshaker's going to look to do a little bit of defending. Still 15 seconds left on his Echo Slam, so not going to be able to jump
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Didn't. Kind of seesawing back and forth with this Earthshaker, trying to steal that fissure. But they will get the racks and back away as KY has respawned. So our first set of racks go in favor of Spartan 5.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And according to chat, looks like Brink and his team, they threw. So it looks like they're not going to be going to the finals. So it looks like we do have our opponent waiting in the finals. I'm not even sure who they were playing. Let me quickly look, but either way, they're going to be playing up against the winner of this match. And we'll be covering that the finals as well.
Incoming.
So we'll get to see what they've got in store for us. As, let's take a quick look at our net worth here. 7,500 gold, almost up to 10,000 gold in favor of the Spartan 5. XP going up to about 7,500. As we're going to see a smoke coming out from the Dire side.
And
Where are they going to go? A lot of the Radiant heroes are all close to their base. They're all backing up. I think. Oh, they're going to smoke as well. Both teams realizing this is a pretty good moment to smoke, and unfortunately, well, they're probably not going to find each other. We might see on the end of the Radiant smoke, they might be able to find the Dire heroes as they start spreading out. So pings are coming out from Zoro here, pinging out this pillar because they actually smoked when they were here, and where they smoked here actually would have been in vision of this observer ward. Like the smoke, I think it went out to somewhere around there, but so they think that this is potentially warded. It isn't. So they're gonna come and probably check it in a second, or maybe not. They might just be okay with accepting the fact that there's vision there. But we actually didn't see a smoke coming out from the Radiant side. They bought one on the Lina, but didn't use it. And honestly, this is a pretty damn good reason why they shouldn't have. Storm just finished Sheepstick. Rubik now finished Blink Dagger. They didn't want to throw away any kind of that gold. And as soon as they pick up those two items, look, now they're grouping for the smoke. So recognizing the fact that they were close to items, and now they pick up those items, and now they're going to go for a smoke gank. There they go. They make their way up towards the Dire side. No, they're going to find Zoro. Zoro's going to be the first target for them. This is ideal for them. Are they going to be able to bring Zoro down? Oh, they get him so close, but he's able to pop the BKB. The Winter's Curse from KevDog. Oh, just keep Zoro alive. And they managed to bring down the Storm Spirit. He's going to respawn so fast with the Bloodstone, but they brought down the Lina as well. They are going to get a kill onto the Earthshaker. Might be able to get a kill onto KevDog and Doomka. Nope, just KevDog. Doomka gets Force-staffs himself actually up onto the high ground. Oh my goodness, that looked like a dream opening for Spartan 5, but KevDog was there with the Winter's Curse and just barely keep Zoro alive. Oh my goodness. I didn't actually check what the HP was on the gyro, but it was very, very low. Very, very low. Wow. Well, with 2 heroes dead, and their Storm... Radiant lost 2 heroes as well, but the Storm respawned so damn fast, they're able to actually come and get a tier 2 tower here without worrying too much about them being able to contest. They do have the Earthshaker respawning in 3 seconds. Winter Wyvern's going to be up in 5. Earthshaker does have Echo Slam on cooldown though, so they may consider still pushing here. Shadow Dance going to be back up. BKB's already available. Looks like they're going to have everything available. They could very well try to go uphill here. Zoro's BKB's back up as well. So just the Echo Slam is all really the Dire side's missing right now. Well, I guess they're going to be missing Winter's Curse, but it'll be back up in when the fight actually happens. So they're actually going to back away. They thought maybe there was an opening there to get some chip damage in on the tower, but they're going to back away.
Over here now.
Oh, Storm needs to be careful here. They could actually... They don't have enough lockdown, unfortunately. If Doomka even lands the hook shot, which he misses. Yeah, they need to catch him probably in here with like a fissure and then the hook shot, and even still, it's a very, very tough kill. You need to get KevDog in position to get the Winter's Curse off. Really like to see him get a Blink Dagger, but he's been a little bit slow with his item progression, and it's hard. He's playing position 5. He's got his Glimmer Cape, he's got his Arcane Boots, but he's died 12 times. I'll actually bring that up, and we can see the kills, deaths, assists. I'll actually bring up the scoreboard because you guys are more used to looking at it this way. But we've got 17 kills on Zoro on that gyrocopter. So active as a carry. I love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, KevDog sitting at 12 deaths. That's a lot more than anyone else in the game. High sitting at 9. We've got 8 deaths on Russ West, who's been doing quite good on the Tusk. Both Tusk players tonight have been playing extremely well. And it looks like we might have another smoke coming out from the Radiant side, as we've got a gem also up on the Storm Spirit. He's sitting at 10 Bloodstone charges now, but he's since finished a Shiva's Guard since we last checked in. Abyssal, which we saw a little bit earlier, but I didn't point it out. Besides that, looks like we've almost got an Aghanim Scepter on the Lina.
I'll take that.
And yeah, just kind of blink glimmer on Rubik. Nothing too huge coming out from them. The gem's probably the biggest item out of all that. I guess the Abyssal, pointing that out, is pretty big too. Doomka's actually picked up a Ghost Scepter as well. KY, Daedalus, his BKB sitting at 7 seconds. Hi, still this is Blink Dag, 1100 gold.
Boom, there it goes.
Kev Dog up to 300. Zoro, he's at 7 seconds on his BKB. He's also picked up an MKB. We didn't check the duration on the Slark BKB, it's at 6 seconds. Now with Roche up there, this is an early Roche spawn, I believe. And it immediately gets pinged out because the flare spots it, so. Didn't actually, drawing on the map, not to push the bottom lane, but thinking that they might be doing one of these. Oh, I hate drawing on the map when it does that. But doing one of those kind of wraparound plays coming up from the Dire side. Not what they're doing, but it was definitely a potential that they needed to make sure that they were in position for. Didn't trying to get a little bit more of that vision of what's going on around the area. I'm looking primarily at the mini-map here. What's going on in the area around Roche Pit. God, I hate that. It makes it so hard to see what I'm actually circling. But we are going to have a smoke coming out from the Dire side, but right now both teams definitely recognizing that this next Roche is going to be absolutely huge for either team. And with this Observer Ward getting placed and the gem on the Dire side, can they see it? I think they can. No, they can't. The Remnant can't see it. So they actually don't know that that was just placed. But either way, the smoke, they haven't gone into Roche, they're still sitting outside. As they switch to the Dire vision, they know that there's heroes lurking around here, and the flare is certainly going to spot them out. Now they're able to get rid of that Observer Ward, so the Dire sees even less. Neither team really having too much vision of Roche, but they do have these wards, and this is what I was talking about with these wards that the Rubik was placing. These forward Observer Wards, trying to give them vision around the approach to Roche, and now they can actually see. They can see all these heroes on the Dire side. They know where they are. They know how far back away from Roche they are, and they know that they're not actually in the pit. Of course, you do have the luxury when you're on the Dire side of having a Psionic Trap in the Roche pit, so you know exactly when they go in there. Of course, as soon as they go into the pit, it's going to get destroyed by the gem. But then they have the flare to see if they're actually doing it. So lots of potential vision for the Dire side. Radiant, no, they've got the Static Remnant from the Storm Spirit. They can also use Sigil on top. That's a good way for them to get vision as well. But we do have a little bit of a standoff here between the two teams. As now we've got Radiant stepping into the Roche pit. And they got rid of the Psionic Trap. The flare has already been used, so they actually don't know if they've backed away here or not. They're going to be coming anyways. Oh boy, here we go. Now the flare will spot him out. Roche down to about half HP. Kev Dog up on the high ground. We'll just get initiated on by Rust West and Sleep at 4. He'll be our first casualty. Zoro pops his BKB early. And now he's in a battle. KY getting extremely low, but Sleep at 4, oh, just barely gets on out of there. And oh, it almost looked like the Lina got both kills there, as both cores on the Dire side are going to go down. Sleep at 4, quite low in HP, and the only one left alive is the Clockwork Doomka, who will get Force Staff down to low ground, and then he'll hookshot himself back in. But GG, well played, was called as another great game. God. We've been having some really good games tonight for SCS, but we're going to have Spartan 5. They're going to advance to the finals. Take a quick look at who they're going to be going up against. It will not be, it'll be Next Level Badasses. That's who they were playing. So a team that we've seen time and time again on this stream. We're going to see, again, playing in the finals here. So that's going to be really awesome. So it's going to be Spartan 5 going up against Next Level Badasses. And we'll be looking at that in just a minute here. I'm going to throw it to music in the meantime. But once again, guys, I was Niz. Thanks for watching NizCast. We've got our finals coming up in just a second. But if you are enjoying the cast and you do have to take off, make sure you hit that follow button before you do go. Twitch.tv/NizCast. Also hit me up on Twitter @NizCast. And the VODs for everything I cast go up on YouTube by about tomorrow. So that's youtube.com/NizCast. I've got an SCS playlist that you can find all the stuff there when they do get added. But yeah, we've got another game. So I'm going to hop on into that, and hopefully you guys will stick with us. Until then.